Last month was the 1 year anniversary of me living all on my own. Here's how it went. The first thing that we're going to talk about is money. Now, obviously, if you're going to live on your own, you have to pay rent, you got to pay other bills and other expenses. Now, putting it all out there, my first year of living on my own, I did have help. And even with that help, I still had to pay bills. I still had moments in time that I struggled with some things financially. And that leads me into this first point, money management. One thing that I had to learn real fast, which I kind of learned a little bit about it before I was living on my own, but it became very real to me once I started living on my own. You have to learn how to live below your means. You have to know when you can't afford things. You have to know the difference between an asset and a liability. And you also have to know the things that you don't need to have. And it can be simple. It can be the fact that you might not be able to afford to have cable or this TV or movie subscription, or you might not be able to afford to go out every week. A big thing that I had to learn was that I can't afford to be able to buy food a lot from restaurants, my favorite restaurants, and like fast food and stuff like that, because it adds up over time. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is working. Now, when I moved into my own apartment last year, I had just graduated college, and technically I didn't even graduate yet. I had just walked the stage for commencement in May when I moved in June, and I still had to take a summer class to get my last 2 or 3 credits, and I didn't receive my degree until the middle of August. So I wasn't degreed yet. I was working just like a typical 9 to 5 and everything. And then since then I've become a personal trainer. I do that. I do a couple other things. But you got to be able to put yourself out there and work if you want to live on your own. Now, for me, just being completely honest, I don't consider myself the type of person who doesn't want to work. I just don't like working for other people, which is why my long-term goals is to put myself in a position that I'm working for myself, that I'm an owner of something, that like I have power in my own life to do what I want when I want. But right now, I'm not in that position. So until you are in that position, you just gotta thug it out. You gotta grind. You gotta put yourself in those positions by working. If you want to be in a position that you can start investing, you need the money to invest. You got to work for it. If you want to be in a position where you can start doing real estate, you got to work. You got to put yourself in a financial position to be able to financially get into real estate. Whatever you're doing, you got to start somewhere. With living on your own comes freedom. And freedom is a very great thing. But if you don't manage it well, it can be something that you can really mess up. Freedom is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And for me, that was a big shock, because living at home with my mom, my family, whatever my mom said goes. Like, I gotta, even if I don't want to do it, I gotta do it. Something that I want to do, she don't want me to do, can't do it because I'm living under her roof. So once I started to live on my own, I had to develop my moral code, my how I'm gonna go about things, my when am I gonna clean, when am I gonna do this, when am I gonna do that, how often am I going to redo this or redo that or clean this, like things like that. And it took me a little bit of getting used to it, because I started off fire. Always had things tidy, always had everything set. Like, I tried to always keep my apartment looking like if somebody was to come over right now, like it looked pretty nice. But as I start working more, having more responsibilities, and then I have this client at this time, that client at that time, working my other job at this time, I gotta do YouTube stuff at this time, gotta hit the gym, you can fall off with a couple things. Those dishes might start to pile up. That trash might have been in there for a couple days. You forgot to take it out. Just things like that, like you have to stay on top of, because the last thing that you want to be, or maybe you do want to be, but last thing that you should want people to look at you as like an unorganized and messy person. Which brings me to my next point, decision making. You have to be able to make those good decisions. And it's easy to say, oh yeah, make the right decisions, do the right thing. But in those moments that you might make a bad decision, you got to be able to like think it through a few times, and then like really think like, how can this decision alter my future? Alter this, alter that, even if it doesn't seem that deep. It could be something as simple as just playing your music very loud at 11 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, because then your upstairs, downstairs, next door neighbor got to hear that crap, and then that might affect your relationship. That might affect your reputation. And then it's other things in terms of making money, working. When I was in high school and middle school and elementary school, my mom had to tell me to go to school. Like, she had to, okay, you go to school at this time you leave out for the bus, you wake up at this time, you eat breakfast. When you're on your own, you don't have that. You don't have somebody telling you where you have to be at what time. It's all on you. It's up to me if I'm just feeling like lazy one day and I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna go into work, I'm just gonna stay here, I'm gonna just chill, boom, boom. Mental reset day. And then a couple weeks later when you're getting your check and you're not making as much money as you want to, it's on me because I'm the one who made the decision not to go into work. And that statement right there pretty summarizes this video up in the biggest word that I could think of: responsibility. Being responsible is so important because it sets up everything. If you can develop a sense of, okay, these are my priorities, be able to have my bills paid on time, be able to maintain a stable living environment, and being able to, I don't know, like have food in the refrigerator stocked up, ready to go every month. These are your responsibilities, A, B, C. You write them out however you want them right out. Everything else falls in after. And then every decision will be dictated upon based on that. If you want to go out, if you want to go for a trip, well, if I go on a trip, if I do this, how's that going to affect my ability to pay bills? How is that going to affect my ability to have my house cleaned and all the time ready to go? And all of these things are going to follow from there. So I would suggest, if you live on your own, get your key priorities set up. What are your 3 main priorities in life in terms of maintaining a healthy lifestyle? Write that out and then base everything off of that. I hope this video helps you. I hope you learn something from it. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. And until next time, remember, always get 1% better every single day. Peace.